Today, I just want to give you a little bit of insight, I guess, into a pricing strategy that is successful. Even in this type of a market, when it feels like you're completely unsuccessful, a lot of the time, I mean, it is a buyer's market. The pricing strategy I'm going to share with you today, if you're having trouble, it works. And these are proof of it. These are offers sitting here on my desk in this marketplace that I'm negotiating right now. And if you're not getting offers, well, I mean, I don't know how many times I can repeat this. Pricing is everything. So I'm going to get into that today and share with you a strategy that I employ with my clients. And hopefully it will help you if you're struggling to try and achieve a sale. But really quick, before I get into that, I would have to ask you to please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to stay up to date on Surrey and Fraser Valley real estate. Click the like button to help get this pricing strategy out to more people who could be struggling with pricing in today's market. And of course, if you are having trouble selling a property, if you're on the market with somebody else, you can't reach out to me because of agency. But if you're looking to put your property on the market, or maybe you've already had a listing expire and you need help, you can book a call with me right now down below using the first link in the description. So let's talk about a pricing strategy to generate offers like these ones that I have behind me right now. They're actually on two separate properties, not the same property. It's not like they're driving into multiple offers, because that's not really the type of market that we're in most places right now. Now, in order to show you this, I have to pop into my desktop here to give you a little bit of reference. This is a chart that tracks average percentage of last list price, meaning the percentage negotiated off of the current asking price on average in the board area that I work in. You'll see the high end of that right now, even through 2025, was about 2% off the asking price, and the low end was about 3.5% off the asking price. So generally speaking, you have to note that this looks like big swings, but when you zoom out, it's actually not big swings at all compared to the craziness of, the 2022 market. So generally speaking, you're going to negotiate your final transaction in a market like this one within a couple, maybe 3% of asking. That's the reality of the market. So then how do I look at pricing from there? Let's say you bring your property onto the market, or this also counts from your last price reduction. So it kind of resets the clock. We also look at then average days on market. Now, average days on market in my market is climbing most of the time. It's actually, I shouldn't say it's climbing right now. It did climb in the spring. I would say, though, on average, my team, we sell our properties within 28 days, which is better than the average in the marketplace. Maybe it's because of pricing strategies like this. But I look at it used to be when the market was hotter, it was 21 days. If you weren't sold in 21 days, you were overpriced. Now I can stretch that to 28 days because the market is slower, maybe up to 35 days. But if you're a month and a half, 2 months on the market without a price change, you are just not going to sell. Or you're going to get lowballed to all hell. It's not the best strategy to use. Most buyers won't even lowball. So let's talk about it from that point of view. So let's say you bring your property to the market for the first time and you get an offer right away. That's great. You're not going to wait that 21 or 28 days. You should now easily be able to, if you marketed correctly and your agent is a good negotiator, you should negotiate that offer likely within 2 to 3% of asking without too much trouble. Our numbers, I can back it up. Hey, they're a little bit better than that, but I like to say I'm a little bit above average, not in looks, but in negotiation skills. Now let's think about if we don't get an offer within that first week, 2 weeks. Then we have to go off of showings. How much interest do we have in the property? People can look online all they want. I need to know from a real estate agent's point of view, are they coming into the property? So let's say, for instance, a good listing in this type of market is getting 3 or more showings each and every week. 3 or more. So if you're getting 3 or more showings each and every week, that's saying that the buyers are seeing the property online, they're seeing value online at least, then they're coming to the property. Now, if they offer or not, that's the next hurdle we need to get by. But if you're getting 3 or 4 showings, there's enough value there for a lot of buyers to come and look at the property. So therefore, in that, let's call it 28-day period, If you have a consistent 3 or more showings per week, you likely only need to do a price reduction if you get to that 28-day mark of about 1%. Are you following? So that gives you an idea of, okay, we need to get our price just a little bit better to make one of these people act to get it within 2 to 3% of that new price. Then let's talk about maybe if we only have one showing per week. Now we've had one showing per week over that same 4-week period. Well, we know for sure we're not within enough of a striking distance because not enough buyers are coming to the property to offer. There's not that many going, I even want to look at that one. So now, if you get to that 28-day mark with only one or fewer showings per week, so that's 4 or less showings over that period of time, you now need to do a reduction of 2 or maybe probably 3%. You probably need a 3% price reduction. And again, that's just to reset the price to hopefully get more activity to negotiate within 2 to 3% of that new price. So if we have offers right away, we're negotiating within a couple of percent. If we have many showings but no offers, we probably only need a 1% price reduction. If we have only a few showings, but we do have showings, thank goodness, we need a 3% price reduction. And then you go to the worst case scenario. If you end up going I would say 3 weeks with no showings is a bad thing, but let's say you go 4 weeks with no showings. Well, that's the buyers saying they're not even interested in coming to see your property. They've seen it online. They say that's not even worth my time to go take a look. Therefore, you know for sure you're not going to negotiate within 2 to 3% of asking. So you need a 5% price reduction. Because if the buyers are not coming to the door, they're definitely not going to offer close to your asking price. It's a really easy way to gauge the amount of activity you have. The loudest feedback you can get from a showing is no calls at all. And that is the fact that you're not going to now get, with no calls, you're definitely not getting between 2 to 3% off of your asking price when an offer comes in. If you're lucky to get a showing after having no calls for 28 days, your offer is coming in 10% under ask or more. So of course, this is not a hard and fast rule. It depends on days on market in your area, negotiation averages in your area from current asking price. But I'm telling you, in my marketplace where the good properties are still selling well within 30 days and they're selling within about 2.5 to 3% of asking price, this is a strategy that you can employ if you're having trouble getting offers on your property. You may not like the fact that you have to reduce your price, and it may be even that if you have to reduce your price 5%, you're not interested in selling anymore. That could be the case. However, if you are not getting showings within that, I would say if you don't even have showings in 14 days, it's time to reduce upwards of 5%. That's an easy strategy that you can employ, whether you're working with us or just another agent. Go ahead, take it with a grain of salt if you will, but look at the average list to sale ratio in your area and compare it to days on market. And these are likely numbers that you may need to employ in order to get sold. If you would like to learn more about how to get your property sold in a market like this one, go ahead and watch this video next, my complete guide to selling your home in Surrey, BC.